Hello, my name is David Starnes and I'm the product manager at iSalus responsible for the billing features in the software. Today, we're going to post some manual EOB deposits. To get started, we are going to go to the billing portal. And we are going to go to our deposit screen. And we're going to click our new button. On this screen, you can enter several different types of deposits. Our selection at the top is already on Payer EOB, so we'll get started with putting in our information. I'll put in my amount and my check ID. Notice everything I'm doing is tab driven. I have not used my mouse yet. You can use your mouse if you'd prefer, but the screens are designed so that you do not have to unless you want to. And we'll put in our dates. Now, we have an option once I click Save to add another deposit. We believe an efficient workflow would be to set up each deposit that you plan to post and then work through each of them until they are all posted. This will almost serve as a batch posting concept, but without a report or set batch to go with it. So I'm going to go ahead and add a second deposit now so you can see that workflow. So we'll just put in our information. Grab our payer real quick. And now this time when I click Save, I'm going to say no, and it'll take me into my deposit screen. If you'll notice, this opened the second check that I started. And behind the screen, we have the list of all the checks I just created. So if I go and click the other one, I can go back to the beginning of my list without having to go out and back in. So now that we're on our first check, we can start posting. So in order to start, we'll come down to add our claim. In this case, I actually have the claim number. You can also search by the PCN number, which is the long identifier, or the patient's name, and they'll bring it up. Once we get to our Add Claim screen, I'd like to point out that the ERA status was automatically loaded for me. In this case, we only had the claim billed out once, and it knew as to CareGuard, which was the primary insurance. So I'm going to hit Add Claim, and it's going to take me in to post my posting information. In this case, they paid $1623.60, which is also what they allowed. And as soon as I tab off the allowed field, it's going to automatically calculate my CO45 adjustment for me. If that's all the adjustments I have, I'm now done. If I needed to add an additional adjustment, I could simply tab over and start entering that here. But since I'm now done, I'm going to click the next button just to show you that this would be a quick way to add the next claim. In this case, I do not have another claim, so I'm going to click the Close button. This check is now done. I only had one claim in it. We're now balanced at $1623.60. Our payments are $1623.60. So I am ready to send a posting. I'll do that by clicking the button here. And then I'll close my deposit. Now we're going to go enter the second one. For this deposit, I again have my claim number. This time it pulls up two matches, both for the same patient. And what this is showing us is the same claim has been billed out 2 times. Your top one will always be your most recent. So in this case, we're going to click our top one. Notice it came in and it says ERA status processed as secondary. In this case, it matched a little differently. We're linked to our Medicare of Mississippi primary. However, we notice at the bottom, secondary insurance is Equitable Life. Because it matched the plan on the deposit to the secondary plan on the payer, it already knows this was a secondary claim. So as long as that's correct, we're going to go ahead and click Add. Now, also notice that on this claim, the first line is collapsed. This is because it's a reporting code that was billed out with a $0 balance and a 1-cent charge. If this would have been anything other than a 0 charge or a 1-cent charge, it would be automatically expanded, as you see the 99214 is. In this case, our 99214 is the line that was paid on. So we'll post our 1720. And as soon as we tab off, you can see the posting balance changes to 0, and our line is now balanced out and paid off. So we will hit Next. In this case, we do have another claim. It also comes up and links to processed as secondary. And we'll hit Add. Here we have a 74178, and that was paid $82.35. I can tab all the way through to the next line and put in my $3.02. And now that that one is paid off as well, I am done. I can click Close. And you can see at the top again, our deposit is $102.57. Our payments is $102.57. So we are done. I'll go ahead and click Send to Posting. So now we have quickly entered 2 deposits and sent them to the posting screen. At this point, you have a couple of options. You could go back to the billing wheel and review for posting errors, or you can go straight to the posting screen to see if there are any posting errors. So let's go ahead and do that one. We'll close out of our deposit, and on the left, we'll go to our posting screen. Here you can see several posting errors on the screen. These, fortunately, are not for what we posted currently. These are all posting errors that were in there prior to us doing anything. One thing to note about this screen is that anything that shows up on this screen when you first load into it is something that is an error, which means it has not been posted. These are all going to be items that you'll want to work. You'll typically want this screen to be empty. Because we know the deposit IDs from what we just posted, we can go search and see what we just did. Since there weren't any errors, I'd like to show you what it looks like when you do it right. So we'll jump back to the deposit screen and we can see our 2 deposit IDs. So we're going to open up 11221. We'll go back to the posting screen and in the search, put in our 11221. When we hit enter, it's going to bring it, or we hit enter, it'll bring up our search. And you can see here, this is the line we posted. If I open it up, you'll see now our posting status is posted. We also have a View History button, which will quickly allow us to view claim or patient history. We also have an amount showing us the posted paid button and the adjustment. If we click on it, it's going to show us a quick report of what the posting results were. And so, that is a quick look at manual EOB posting. Thank you so much for your time.